This video is going to show you a solo GM on a Prismatic Titan build. Just a reminder to people, make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. Reasons for doing this are as follows. Number one, I have a ribcage of a large cat, probably puma based. And number two, I have the heart of a lesbian. So these are the two reasons why you need to subscribe today. I think they're good reasons. So let's remind ourselves, we will tweak meta builds if there is a Mayhem Grandmaster Nightfall up. Now you're going to say Mayhem Grandmasters don't exist. No, they do exist. It's right there in front of you, plain English. Can you read it? Because it's there. Arc Hunger, Void Hunger, whatever it is, Solar Hunger, whenever that's up and you play to the burn, the Grandmaster turns into a Mayhem activity. Now, do you know what Mayhem is? Because I feel as though I've had a few conversations with some people. They don't really understand what I'm talking about. Look, PvP, the poisonous thing that we all talk about, it has a little game mode called Mayhem. Mayhem refers to ability regen. You get a lot of ability regen in that activity. This week it's not Mayhem, it's Stupid Supremacy. But anyways, when the Hunger mod is up, treat it as a Mayhem activity. It literally is. But that is important because that means we can tweak meta builds according to this. So you might see me use slightly variations of meta builds because of increased ability regen. So things are different, right? So you're going to see some tweaks on my Prismatic take on a Titan. It's not going to be exactly what you expect, but it doesn't need to be. I'm just showing you what I ran. Anyways, the exotic class item is as follows. Spirit of Assassin, Spirit of Synthoceps. There'll be more information about this in the run. That's the class item that we used. Weapons was Lost Signal, Tarnished Mettle, Anarchy. Mods are on screen. I'm not going into it. I can give you a dim link, or you don't want a dim link. I'm not bothered either way. Those are the mods. These are the aspects, fragments, super. So we're using Glacial Quake, Glacial Quake, Thruster, Frenzy Blade. Now this is the difference. People use Frenzy Blade, but they don't use Pulse Grenade. They use Shackle, and I generally would as well. There's a reason though. We took that off and put Pulse Grenade on because we're in a Mayhem Grandmaster Nightfall. This is an important distinction to make. If you miss that distinction, I will call you out on it. Aspects was Knockout, Consecration. Fragments was as follows: Purpose, Blessing, Protection, Dominance, Facet of Dawn. There's nothing special about this. The only special thing I would say is Facet of Purpose because we get Frost Armor via Orbs of Power, which is good because we can play into the artifact mods with Frost Armor and all that sort of stuff. Don't read into my artifact mods too much. You should know what artifact mods are sort of helping me, like, the GL's ones, obviously. Don't read in too much that I have Overload SMG on. You don't know why I had Overload SMG on. I might have been on Osteo Striga business. You don't know that. That's none of your business though, is it? I'm just saying that when people see my artifact, they instantly cling to something that's wrong with it, or they pick faults with it. Why are you using that one? Why are you not using this one? Look, I will continually reset this every hour. Every 1 to 2 hours I will reset this artifact. I am not married to any single mod. I'm not married to any single fragment, aspect, nothing. I might cheat on them and use another fragment because I've got a heart of a lesbian. So that's it. Don't read into things too much. If you're confused, you ask, and I'll give you a reason for it. So that is the build and everything. Okay, so for the Prismatic Titan run, let's see if we can do some good commentary on moment-to-moment gameplay, because a lot of things go on quickly with this build because of how it works. Of course, we know this. So first thing is what I'm doing is this. I'm wanting to fill up my light and dark meter as quickly as possible, right? I'm going to get a shield break here, proc ability surge, and we're going to try and kill this barrier before we jump down there and do our stuff. We may as well get one barrier out of the way. We are weak on HP. We're managing it. We know that we're nearly dead there, but we're good. We're good. We filled up both our meters now. We're going to pop Transcendence, get a Shackle Grenade down there, the Transcendence Titan Nade, whatever it is. Then we'll do our first melee. We'll Anarchy this champ. We have Radiant via our melee, so that Anarchy will stun. There's a Bane behind me. Let's get a finisher kill on him because we go invis on that. We'll do another Shackle Grenade, and we'll do another Consecration Slam, and then another one for Wizard to be killed. The Anarchy is attached to that champ, and we have the VIP target spawn. He needs to be dealt with immediately, which he is shackled, which is good. We're going to do some Anarchy. Transcendence meter has dissipated. We now pop super. Right, now look at the meters at the bottom. Look at that in combination with the Jolt. Because we're running Jolt, the Jolt fragment, it also implies that to the Transcendence Grenade, because it does electric damage as well, or Jolt damage. Right, it applies to that. Then we have our meter up, Transcendence. We're going to do some stuff again. That barrier was unfortunate. It was so weak. We'll wait. That's fine. We'll do another melee. We've got Radiant, remember, which breaks shields with Anarchy. But it's inconsistent. Sometimes it won't work, but generally it does. Sometimes it won't, though. Look at that stun there, immediate stun. We have half of a Transcendence meter, almost less. We've got another spawn to do yet. Oh, no, we haven't. Sorry, the Ogre's being killed. We'll do a Nade Shackle there, then a Consecration. Look at super. We're close to super energy. That's what we're wanting. We'll do Anarchy. Anarchy will stun unstops, of course. Pop the Glacial Quake. That will deal with the unstop. We're checking our threat detection as well, because that was going low. We don't kill the barrier, but that's fine. We get a finisher kill with Prox Ward. We then pop another Transcendence, and then we repeat the play loop. And this is how you can do the start section pretty fast on a Titan. Now these two barriers, they don't die. They should have died there as the boss died, so we actually lost champs there. But generally I would have killed them, so that's fine. But you can make up for that with Platinum rank anyways. So even though you've missed 1 to 2 champs, if you kill 2 extra champs at the relic section, you will be forgiven. All your woes will be forgiven, and you will get Platinum rating. Trust me on that. Anyways, we'll speed up the footage because this is nothing. We're just running through. I'm sure you know how to run downstairs. That's good. What we want now for the Ghost section is we want Super, Transcendence, and free Consecration Slams with our dodge and our nade. We want everything. So I'm doing that now. I'm not skipping these enemies. I am and I'm not, because I'm sort of filling up my meters, right? It's critical that I have that up. I want that up because I'm not going to cheese the Ghost Scannable. I found doing a Prismatic Titan run, there's no point in cheesing the Ghost Scannable because the build's just too good not to show off to you. Now, I highly recommend this class item. I think it's the God Roll class item for Titans. I know that the God Roll Spirit of Inmost Light and Synthoceps to most, but I think Assassin is better than Inmost Light because it's more survivability in endgame with the Invis. It allows you to just stop for a minute after Consecration slamming and reevaluate and where else you want to go, because this class is frantic and you can do all sorts with it. And there's a high skill ceiling with it for sure. But I think for general Titan mains, I honestly think Spirit of Assassin's better than Inmost Light. You need Synthoceps on to make it work. It has to be there. You must have Synthoceps on. You must, as in the Spirit. So now this is a no cheese. Now play it slow. Now I like to play at the back of this map, right? Now I generally cheese this, so I didn't know how this was going to go, but it actually went really easy. Probably easier than the cheese. The cheese is more difficult than this. The cheese is more difficult. It's crazy because it's not too bad. You can get caught out. Now look at your percentages. You want to go in Viz just before 25%. Try and go in Viz. I'm going to get a finisher kill here. So your finishers work as well. That's really good. And it's 10 seconds of invis. 10 seconds. That's such a long time. So champ spawns. We see 2 here. So we're going to go there. We're still in Viz. We'll get Anarchy. Then we'll use our super. I could have popped Transcendence there, but I was scared on how many ads was behind me, so I just popped Super. That was fine. Now we'll work our way towards the VIP targets. There's an Unstop still alive. We're going to pop Transcendence. Let's get a Consecration Slam going. Let's get Anarchy going. Let's get Shackle Grenades going. And look at this. We can just melt everything. Now, I have mentioned that they should look at Prismatic Titan, and people have been upset with me over that, a few people. Well, I'm not saying they should look at Prismatic Titan. What I'm saying is they need to look at the Transcendence bar. There's no way that I should be able to fill a Transcendence bar with one GL shot. I think they need to eventually do something, because it will cause problems for 12 months in advance, 6 to 12 months, because no one will play the what do you call it, the full elements, Arc Solar Void. There'll be less playtime on all of that stuff. We'll see what the buffs are like tomorrow, but I still think people will play your Prismatics, right? Especially Titans all day long. They're playing either this or Solar Titan. Those are the two top builds that you're using for Titan. And Arc Titan, no, not so much. I mean, because it doesn't matter about Arc Titan. You can use T-Crash on Prismatic. So why would you need to invest time into an Arc Titan build when you've got it on Prismatic anyways? You've got the best of it because the T-Crash is the best element of it, really. Because they gutted that build with the Hoyle build with the storm grenades and stuff. So there's no point to be on an Arc Titan. We're going to have to rescan Ghost here because I had to go out the room. That happens. That happens if you go out the room. I didn't know that. But we had to do it because we was waiting on some ability energy, I believe. So we're just doing some more stuff. This priority targets in mid. That's where they always go. We're looking at our ability regen. Now look at... We've got hands-on our helmet. We've also got like heavy-handed on, dynamo, stuff like that to get the orbs, to get increased in... Because the idea of the playback loop is to use your Transcendence. After that... No, sorry, use your super. Right? Then after that, use Transcendence, and the goal is to try and get your super before Transcendence ends, to be close to it. Yeah? Then you pop your super, and then you'll get darkness energy and maybe light energy if you pop a pulse grenade, that's why I've got pulse grenades on, and then you can pop Transcendence again. And then you've got this infinite loop of super Transcendence, which therefore means there's no neutral build really. There's no time, sorry, the quote is, there's not much time of you not having a super or Transcendence up. It's all super Transcendence, basically. 80-90% uptime on it. That was the goal. But the reason why I ran Pulse Grenade, because I wanted more light energy. Because I've got this Scout Rifle on that's not very good. The Stasis GL will give me my dark energy in 1 to 2 shots. Right? Now I could reverse it and use Baton, the Air Denial GL in the energy slot, and do it that way instead. If I wanted, that way I would get more light energy. Because I wanted Anarchy in the run, because I like Anarchy with its stun and when you're radiant when you do your melee. There's a lot of utility with that. Now we're going to skip these champs, these relics, because we technically missed 2 champs at the start because we killed boss before we killed the champs. So if this was a actual run, right, this would work out because we would get 2 extra champs here, therefore we wouldn't lose platinum rank. Now we're just going to fight some of the ads because we're going to actually build our super up. We may as well, because we can use the super here and we can use the super at the final boss. Right, we're going to get our super back of course, but we won't get Transcendence, so do not use Transcendence here because you want it for the boss fight. Now I will say I had a bug. This bug, right, was unlimited Banes and Captains. My solo was a unlimited Bane one. I don't mean here, I mean at the boss. There's a bug. Now it's been happening all week to me. It's been ruining some of my runs, to be honest, because it is annoying. If you keep getting Banes over and over on the entire phase 2, then that melts. Now, has anyone else experienced it? Because I haven't seen one single run that has experienced this. If you think I'm lying, I'm not. You'll see the footage in a minute. That gives you a reason to carry on watching then, doesn't it? Because I'm definitely not lying. So you'll see what happens. Massive bug. It's. Luckily, I was on Prismatic Titan. I was able to go through it. But on other builds, I would have died. On an Arc Warlock, I probably would have died eventually because it was relentless. You'll see. So we'll Pulse Nade and then GL both adds. Spawns, then we'll do Anarchy, then pop super. We'll pop a super, we'll get it out because we're going to get plenty of them, so we may as well use it. So we'll do that. We'll pay attention to enemy spawns, which spawn left and right. So my goal wasn't to do massive major damage, it was more to do more of a control strat, but you're still melting. Don't make no mistake, you still are melting all the enemies and stuff. Now I've got some charges, so I'm not going to pop Transcendence yet, right? We pop it now because there was a fresh spawn, so that's a good pop. Then we shackle plus Consecration Slam, that takes them all out, plus does boss damage. Boss is jolted. Use Consecration, Anarchy plus wave plus area denial. We need to spawn in the next wave of enemies. We've got Transcendence. We haven't got our super, but we have a shackle just in time. That's perfect, because that will take them all out. Look at all of that jolt. It's took them all out, the shackle. The shackle literally, I know it's not shackle, it's the Transcendence Nade, whatever it's called. Right, and then we go back to boss damage. So the run's going really well so far. Phase 1 was really good. There was nothing really wrong with Phase 1. Other than me playing it slightly slower than what you can or supposed to, I suppose, but that's fine. Enemy spawn here on right. We'll get our Consecration going. We don't need to pop anything. We could pop a Transcendence, but I think it's a waste. But I think I do anyways by accident. That's easy to do on controller, by the way, with the old Transcendence pops, because it's left trigger and right trigger. Sometimes you pop Transcendence and you don't mean to, like right there. I was meaning to finish him, not pop Transcendence. I've messed up, because I highly recommend that you have Transcendence and Super for Unstoppables. But I've popped Transcendence here by accident because it's L3 and R3, and because I've clicked in L3 while I try and finish, which is R3. I've then spawned in. I've then lost my Transcendence. So we're going to get some Anarchy on the floor and then pop Super. That's exactly what we're doing. We've got a bottle equipped here. The Hail of the Storm thing, that's buffed. So I recommend that you pop a bottle, because it is beneficial. Now we'll try and get a finisher kill, and we'll use that Unstoppable as a body bag. Whenever you're in a case like that where you don't know what to do and you're up against an Unstop that's stunned and there's a lot of enemies surrounding you, use the Unstoppable as a body bag. You can then be versatile, right? And get your finisher kill. Obviously on this build we're in Viz, so that allows map rotation, which Inmost Light would not allow us to do that. Not to say that Inmost Light would be the quicker clear, it would be, but I'm just saying that there's more freedom of movement with the Assassin's Cowl, with the Spirit of Assassin, sorry. Just allow, not only that, it allows for invis on battery dunks. So the batteries ran out. I don't know what that was about. I had the battery in my hands. Finisher, get another one. With Proc Ward, it's really good as well, because you get that overshield. You will not die in your finisher. It's very low chance of you dying in your finisher. Depends on what's around you. Depends what's around you, but most of the time you're going to survive with Proc Ward. So now we can just work on finishing these captains and dunking the battery. But the captains are being annoying on this. This entire run, captains were annoying, to be honest, because they're infinite spawning. So let me explain that. So on battery phase, we understand that captains are infinite. They have to be for the mechanic. For you to dunk all your batteries, they have to be infinite. We have had problems in the past with Nightfalls where you get soft locked by not having an enemy spawn in the relic. Right? We've had it in the past. Remember Strange Terrain, when the knights wouldn't spawn for the dunks and all that stuff? So it's right that they're infinite. That's why they are. It's for a mechanic. It's for foolproof, so that you don't soft lock in the GM. The problem is they're meant to stop spawning on phase 2. After batteries are dunked, you clean up the remaining captains. I picked up the Tangle. I would, wouldn't I? That's annoying. They're meant to stop. You clean up the last 3 captains, or 2, it might be 2 captains, and they don't spawn anymore. But you can get a bug where they unlimited spawn, and every time one of the captains is a Bane. So you can get Meteor, Drain, Shock, Healing. If you get Healing, you could be done. That's 3 captains that are healing then. You're screwed. So that will be for the final phase. The entire time. Even if the boss is 10%, 20%, it doesn't matter. you will get infinite captains if you get the bug. And I've seen not one other run happen this. Now, let me know if that happens to you if you get the bug with infinite captains, but they're not meant to be infinite on phase 2. Let's be clear about that. Don't get it wrong. They're not meant to be infinite at all after the 5 out of 5 battery is dunked. I know because I've sold this so many times. I know the captain spawns. I know what happens. We're getting a lot of problems off this captain, so I popped Transcendence anyways because we don't need it for a little bit. But I was trying to get a finisher. He's not quite finishable. That's fine. Get our finish here. So yeah, I thought the run was good. The fact that we could go invis on the battery phase on a Titan like this. And if the captain's push, you know, being able to stop him like that. Or go invis on a melee kill as well. It's just showing you the utility of it. So we've done 2 batteries, but all the ads are spread out. Now notice on the other spawns, I've been spawn killing them. Once ads spread out, they're more of a nuisance because it takes more abilities to take them down. So even though you've got 3 consecration slams, that might not cover what you need to do because the ads are spread out then by that point. But the batteries are the priority on this phase for me, and I dunked 2 in a back-to-back to try and speed it up. So on one hand I sped it up, yeah, but then I haven't spawn killed my ads. So you're probably better just doing 1 dunk each time, then spawn killing your stalkers, because they're a nuisance. As soon as they spread out, that's it. Everything just becomes a cluster, I think. So that's a tip. Just dunk 1 battery at a time, but you can go invis on either a finisher kill or a melee kill. So if you haven't got this rule, I recommend you farm it up. I mean, you've got what? Less than a day? You've got less than a day to do it. But this was a rule I was chasing for. I bought it off Sir. But I was handing them in at Eva as well. I've handed in loads. I've been on a massive candy farm to get all the rules that I want. And I haven't got all the rules I want, but I've got some really good base rules on all 3 characters. For example, Star Eater skills, rules, neutral game builds on both Warlock and Titan. I want a Galanor rule on a Hunter so that I can spam Tether on Prismatic Hunter. There's all sorts of things that I want to do, but I haven't got every rule that I want. But I have got, like I say, some meta ones, like Inmost Light Synthoceps on a Hunter. On a actually, yeah, I have. I've got it on a Hunter and a Warlock. Inmost and Synthos, but I haven't got it on a Titan. So yeah, that's fine. Anyways, we'll get a dunk here. This is 5 out of 5, and this is where the infinite spawning of captains is going to happen. So they keep spawning up. It's a bug. Don't tell me it's not a bug, because I know that it is a bug. Right? They should stop spawning as of now, and you're going to watch this run just really get demolished. This run was okay. It wasn't bad. But phase 2 destroyed us because of the captains. They kept spawning up. And it was just a case of, like, it just messed with my entire run. But you'll be able to see how I adapt to it, I suppose. Because I wasn't expecting it. So, I'm realising right now this captain's up. Which, alright, they must have spawned just as phase 2 died. Fair enough. Let's clean them up then. Let's clean them up. So, we'll get them finishable. Right? We're also looking at our Transcendence energy. Because we want to use that in a minute. So we need some light energy. This captain's finishable. So, alright. How many captains have we killed so far? That's 2. So it must be just 1 captain left and we should be good to go. Okay, there's this captain here. This guy here. What's he doing? I don't want batteries anymore. I don't know. We'll Anarchy him. Although we have a limited... we don't have an unlimited supply. Now we have a drain captain. What? So now we're going to have to do some consecration stuff. By the way, I'm meant to be DPSing the boss by now. So this is just costing me loads of time. And then there's another captain behind him. What? So you can see now how the run's just really getting out of my control now. I have a Transcendence to pop. But now I'm like, should I be popping it now? Or... because I'm worried now, the captains keep spawning up and they're just messing with the run. So I figured maybe it's better just to melt the boss down. When we get ads in, just go ham with Synthos and get this run done, because there's no more champs. The run's done now. It's not that it's difficult. It definitely isn't. But with the amount of captains I'm having to kill, I'm having to really think about what I'm doing now. Now I'm looking at my super energy now, because my transcendency is about to run out. So I'm going to have to work hard for it. Please tell me that's last captain. We don't have our super. Now we've got a meteor captain. Are you kidding? We have no anarchy, but we have full special and no transcendence. So now we have to like... And then there's another captain. So do you see how difficult this is now? Imagine if this was how it was meant to be. Which, by the way, it's not meant to be like this. But imagine if it was. So this is actually just showing you how good my role is. And I think on a inmost light one, class item wise, I think I would have died here if it wasn't for Invis. I mean, tell me if you think I wouldn't have. I don't know. But I think I would have died here because all the amount of captains. And I can't really synergize my build because there's no ads yet. Because I haven't done DPS. So, yeah, we're having to waste super on these captains. Which, that's fine. We get an ad spawn finally. We actually want the ad spawn so that we can start to go in Viz. And start to build Transcendence energy. Because this build is only strong when there's ads up. If there's no ads up, Synthoceps does not proc. It's only good on ad dense stuff. Simple as. So yeah, we've got Transcendency. We'll cover our backs and try and get this Titan, this Captain, sorry. But we're going to go into mid and do some DPS to the boss, because we need to start doing damage now at this point. Some sizable damage. So we're getting some good chunks. We still don't have Anarchy, but there's some heavy there. I don't know if I've seen it because everything's too frantic. Nope, I still haven't saw it on the run. It's funny, when I watch it back I can see that ammo, but I didn't see it on the run. We're looking at super energy and the boss's HP, and there's an enemy spawn, so we'll go to a reverse, more of a defensive playstyle where we come back here. And we're waiting out that super. We're trying to proc Archhunger. Now we get naded so hard here. We're getting pushed so hard. It's unbelievable. So you can see that this isn't meant to be the thing. Captains only spawn when the boss is not alive. Sorry, not alive, not shielded. When the boss is shielded, captains spawn. When the boss isn't shielded, there's no captains. I'm going to have to pop super because I'm getting choked in the corner there, basically. You would think I should run this back to get a better time. I'm not bothered, mate. It's fine. It doesn't matter. I'm not bothered about like that because I don't end up going for the loot anyways. If you don't know, I'm keeping the checkpoint. I'm not going to get for clear. So I'm just going to show you how I would complete this, and then when the boss gets to 5% HP, we go to orbit. And that's how our run. Because if I do complete it, I will not have the checkpoint for Battleground Moon next week. If I want to do any testing at all, I lose the checkpoint for months. Bear in mind, Grandmaster Nightfalls are 3 a week. Free a season. 3 per act. So it's terrible. I'm going to have access more than 3. Because I'm keeping checkpoints. Right? Actively when possible. So that's the reasoning. The checkpoint system's all messed up and people have complained about it, but they don't seem to be doing anything about it. We've got a shock bane now. How many banes in this run have we been up against? Absolutely ludicrous. Boss is pretty weak, so I have showcased my run. I'm going to go to orbit now, but that was a run on a Prismatic Titan build. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.